Went too close to that thing. That's dangerous. Let's try that again. That's why the only thing I don't like about this Laguna is that it doesn't have a safety switch on this side where you can click it off, and there's no way to get an extension to this. You got to modify it electrically. Alright, I'm going to show you guys something. How I know it's not round up there yet. Let's see if you guys can see it in here. I don't know if you can. You can see the little shadow right up top here. It's flickering. That means that it's not round. And if I do this, you can hear it. And that's how I tell if it gets round or not. We're going to use some medium thick black, and unfortunately I am all out of accelerator, so I'll have to wait for this to dry. Alright, I saw Doug over at Pole Barn do this, and I asked him where he got these, so I went and got one of these offline. And what we're going to do is we're going to glue this down, and then we're going to pour a couple of pours, I think. Maybe one big pour, I don't know. But we're going to make it so it has a big flare off of it. Kind of a swooping out flare off of it of resin. See how that goes. I don't know if this is going to leak through it all, but it might. Alright, so limestone's colors are white and blue. I've got some pure pearl white and some cobalt blue. And the first thing we're going to do is mix up the white. Ooh, that's a lot. Didn't even put that much in. Probably okay though. Alright, I moved this over to my resin table because the other table wasn't flat. So we're going to go ahead and pour this around. If I don't knock everything over. Alright, so now what I got to do is do the blue, and I'll be back after I mix this sucker up, and then we'll have a little bit of fun there too. Alright, so I don't know if this is going to work or not, but we're just going to start. We're going to leave this overnight, try to pry it out in the morning, and then we'll finish turning this bad boy. Alright, this blue is just spreading out, and I think it's mixing with the pearl, be that blue. So, I've got some of this Mix-All white, and we're just going to do what I did with the blue in there. Kind of let it go down the blue. Alright, it's been a few hours and it's gelled up. Still got to cure for a little while longer. I don't know. This is going to look kind of cool, I think. I don't know, it's got darker. I don't know. We'll see when we flip this sucker over. If it's got white on the underside, that would be awesome. If not, we can actually put some resin down and put this back on top of it. Alright, here we are the next morning. Let's see if we can get this out. I don't know if I'll be able to get it down or not. With that hot glue. Okay, maybe I will. Oh yeah, that's neat. That's going to be kind of neat. It did get through though. That's okay. That's easy. We'll just take that and... This is cool. I think we're going to do something else though. So I'm going to collect my thoughts because I want to try something else, and we'll be right back. Alright, let's do this pour again. So we're going to again, we're going to try to do this. We're going to let this dry after. Alright, so it's got the little white and the blue. How do I get it out? There we go. We'll save that for a different project. Alright, I gotta admit, this is scary as hell. I'm afraid that this is gonna shatter, but man, it's pretty thin. It's maybe a 1/4 inch thick, and I think I'm gonna sand it from here. It's pretty damn flat. So I'm going to sand it from here. And the hard part, I think, is going to be sanding the back. It's got resin on it. Alright, you see this little part right here? It's a little bit higher than over here. So, and this is how it always happens. This is how things are destroyed. I've got to get this down to the wood right there and make it even. So, that's what we're going to do. We'll go out a little bit so you can see it fly and hit everywhere. And I'm not watching down here, I'm watching up here because I can see it and where I'm cutting. Alright, so we just need to get this stuff off of the bowl here, and it's straight. Woo! That's what you do. The up. Damn, that scared me. No, I didn't mess nothing up. Hit this, that can be sanded out though. That's what I'm going to do. We're going to sand from now on. Fill it with some more resin. This is the fast set, so it'll take about 30 minutes or so to dry. Alright, so now it's time for some sanding sealer, because this oak has such open pores. It's a red oak. Not as much as that white oak, but it has some open pores. So I'm going to close them all down. Sanding sealer. Woo! It's time! It's time! Alright, here it is. I call this one the Cyclone Bowl because it kind of looks like a cyclone out in the ocean. You got the eye of it with everything swirling around it. You can see right here, it looks pretty awesome. This thing measures a little bit over 15 inches across, and it's about 4 inches deep altogether. It isn't exactly what I was going for, but it is amazing nonetheless. I knew that this bowl needed something to make it pop. I'm making this bowl for a university in our town. about a year ago, they had a big oak tree, red oak tree, fall down on the property in a windstorm, and they gave me a whole bunch of the wood, and the president there, a friend of mine, said, well, we'll give you all this wood, but you got to make us a bowl for the museum. So this will go in the museum over at Limestone University, which in July became a university. It was a college. So I'm pretty excited to go give this to the president of the college. I'll set up an appointment to go see him. Had a few issues, as you saw. Let's talk about the resin real quick. I was trying to actually get star patterns to come out. That's why I poured the blue over the wood, hoping that it would just propagate out, and those areas didn't quite work out. Talked to a couple people like Kevin Carpenter over at Kevin Carpenter. He has a YouTube channel. Go check him out. I'll put it right over here. He says that the resin has to be at a temperature of 110 degrees or it will mesh together like it did here. You saw how much white I put in, how much blue I put in, and it just commingled because it's thin. So I'm going to try a couple more. I've got some ideas to do some other ones. Star Bowl, a few other things like that. I got the idea for this with Doug over at Pole Barn. A friend of mine, I talked to him about it. He told me how he did it, where he got the bowl and stuff like that. And he helped me through this. So thank you, Doug. I appreciate that. Anyways, if you're wondering what I'm doing, you could have saw this on my Instagram or my Facebook. I posted it there. I do sneak peeks on every project. A little known fact is that in every video, I have a teaser for another video somewhere on there. Like the popcorn was in one of my other videos, just sat there waiting to be turned. So if you can go figure out what one of my next projects is, that's great. Try to guess it down below. Otherwise than that, I really appreciate you stopping by. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell. It'll tell you when things are coming out. It'll also notify you if I'm doing any live streams. And until I see you on the next video, stay cool.